What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about a few things that I do dislike about Greenville. Now, before I get started though, do be sure to like and subscribe if you do want to see more content like this, and hit the notification bell as well. And yeah, without further ado, let's get straight to the video. Now, this first thing I dislike, and I think a lot of you also probably had to deal with this in many servers as well, especially laggy ones. Now, this is the gameplay pause glitch, and this occurs after going over a certain speed, I think around 100 miles per hour. So I'm actually going to use the Ford GT as an example, and if we go up to, I think, around a couple, maybe 100 miles per hour, now, this might take a little while, and it actually won't probably happen at first, but as the chunks start not loading in, it actually starts to lag out the game, and as we might actually see in a little bit, we might actually see that the gameplay pause will come up. So I actually had to try it again since it didn't happen the first time, but as you see in a little bit, as you see now, it actually does turn out on gameplay paused, and this does lag out the game a lot, and it's actually due to this car spawning. Now, Greenville's actually doing something to fix this, implementing some little fixes into the game to try and get rid of this issue. But Greenville also did mention that this would actually be a really long process, and they don't expect it to be done in a couple months. So this next thing is actually something that I'm bothered by, and I think maybe some of you as well, who especially play on mobile, and is the mobile fuel gauge. Now, Greenville hasn't actually updated this in a long time, and I think it's about time they do so. Now, my problem with the fuel gauge is it actually does not show how much fuel you have. Unlike on PC, it actually does show how much fuel you still have left. Now, on the mobile fuel gauge, it only shows yellow until you actually run out of fuel, and it stays yellow the entire time. Now, Greenville could at least maybe put it at red when it's incredibly low, just to signal that you should definitely be filling for gas. As you can see here, I actually had a really low gas, and I actually didn't even know. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting thing that Greenville should maybe look into, and maybe just make it a little bit better, maybe the next update, or maybe in future ones, just anytime soon that would maybe affect the game too much. Now, this next one, I think every GV player for a long time has at least dealt with this, and it is the car spawning bug. Now, it might actually take a few tries to actually get this bug happening, but let's say I just spawn a random car. Yeah, as you can see now, it just spawns in a really weird way, and it really bothers me a lot, and it actually can happen a lot times back to back. I think for me, at most, it's happened at least 14 times for one car. But yeah, this is definitely a bug I think Greenville should at least try fixing maybe in the future. It's not a horrible issue, but definitely something Greenville could look into and just change in the future. Now, this next one is actually something to do with the Greenville in-game money. Now, there are two ways to earn money in Greenville, one by grinding, another way by buying money. My only problem with money in Greenville, though, as you can see, if I tap on the 31,000 one, is around 250 Robux. And I can tell you for sure 250 is not definitely a small amount. And the 600,000 one, I can't even actually buy because that's 4,000 Robux. Now, 600,000, I can actually make that in like one day if I tried. So it's actually really not worth it if Greenville does something like this. And I honestly don't know anyone who really purchases this money. And I think it's a really outrageous thing, in my opinion, that Greenville has. Now, I get Greenville money. Greenville really does want you to play the game more in order to earn more cars. But I think it's a bit too high to put the money for 600,000 up to 4,000 Robux. So I think Greenville could maybe change that in the future. But comment below if you think I'm wrong. I don't know. But just maybe a suggestion Greenville could do. But I get Greenville also doesn't want just people paying to win, as they don't really want their game to become a pay-to-win game. Like many other games, like Driving Empire, I don't know about those. Southwest Florida, I don't think anything similar. Maybe a bit like Greenville. But yeah, definitely something Greenville can maybe look into. Just a thing that bothers, I think, a lot of players in-game. Now, this final thing I dislike, and I think a lot of you dislike as well, is that Greenville is constantly delaying their updates. Now, when Greenville releases an update, it's always usually highly delayed by over a week or two, or almost a month, like I think 2 updates ago. Now, Greenville actually, I think, is looking forward to maybe fix this thing, as Greenville actually hadn't been doing this before, but it just recently started happening, where they started delaying updates by a lot of time, and just died the hype really quick. Now, Greenville is working to fix this, like I just said, and maybe just get their updates in quicker. But another thing is when Greenville releases an update, there's a bunch of new bugs that come around. I don't know if you guys saw, but in the recent update, they had this little problem. I think when you spawn in a car, it wouldn't actually spawn it in. I can maybe go into future details with that in another video. But yeah, basically it was just causing a lot of problems for players in games. Now, it wasn't happening to everyone, but it was just mainly happening to many people who drove cars a lot, and it was just causing overall lag. Another thing was Greenville updates would also cause lag and other stuff like that, and just make the update like a bit less fun for new players. But yeah, definitely something Greenville could look forward to is just getting their updates quicker in time and just not delayed constantly. Well, that is it for the video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Now, these are only some of the things I dislike about Greenville. There's definitely many more that are soon to come or just out right now. Comment below if you have anything else like Greenville, I think, that really bothers you in Greenville. Now, there's nothing much else to say after this. I mean, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.